What up, everybody? Welcome to day 17 of the AI Agent Challenge. My name is Dylan. I help entrepreneurs win the game of business by upgrading their systems with AI agents and automated workflows. Today, we're going to talk about this one thing. What happens when a powerful prompt meets a powerful automation? Money, honey. And today, we're going to be diving in to show you how you can create an automated workflow with a powerful prompt and an automation to create your own course email nurturing sequence to ultimately get your leads to buy your online course. So if that sounds interesting, hop on over and let's get into it, shall we? We are here with Make.com, my favorite automation tool of all times, and we're going to be getting started as we normally do by logging into Make.com and starting a scenario. So we're going to log in here. We're going to sign in here to the scenarios, going into the AI Agent Challenge, and we've got all of the other automations from the last 16 days, and we're going to start off by creating a new scenario. Going to go here. We're going to type in day 17, and we're going to call this lead magnet to email course. Great. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be hooking up a ClickUp form that's going to pipe through email nurturing sequence to be able to ultimately, at the end of the email nurturing sequence, get people to buy your course. So we're going to start off by making a webhook so that we can webhook the data coming in from ClickUp into our Make automation system. We're going to do it by creating custom webhook here. We're going to add a title, and we're going to call it lead to email sequence. Click save. And right now we're going to be looking to capture that data structure here. So we're going to copy that. And now we're going to be going into ClickUp. So this is ClickUp. It's an amazing tool. It's one of the best task management tools that is AI and automation friendly. And so originally I was in Trello for many, many years running my high-tech dev studio where we did a lot of AI, virtual reality automations and things. And I ran Trello and I did 7 figures in that business. And I've switched over since Trello to ClickUp and I haven't looked back. So I highly recommend making the jump into it. These are spaces. So spaces is how things are nested inside of ClickUp. And we're going to start off by creating a new space. And where we're going to be doing that is clicking this plus sign. Oh, actually, clicking this bottom button here at the bottom and create a space. And we're going to start from scratch. We're going to call this lead email example. Make it private so everybody else doesn't see it. And we're just going to start with a blank space. And whenever you create a new space like this, you're going to have this list right here. And it's pretty much a blank canvas for whatever you want to do. We're going to title this to call this leads. Hit save. And this right here is the task. It always gets started with the task. And we're going to add a couple of columns here that we're going to be utilizing for the leads that are going to be coming in. And we're going to do that by creating this button here, typing in this, and we're going to put in email. And we want to add in lead email. We could add in, we'll add a phone number in. Add a phone number in. And we're also going to want to add in a new date. And so this date, we're going to say lead added date, just like that. Create save. And then I'm going to add in one more field because I know what's coming. And we're going to call this a day test. It's going to allow us to be able to test these days so that I can actually run this automation and show you exactly how it flows. Hit save here. And now these are all the columns that we have here. We have the due date, which we don't really need. We're going to want the phone number. And I'm just moving these things around so they're a little bit easier to have access to. Priority, we don't really need to see priorities, so we're going to hide that column. Assigning doesn't really matter right now. And then this should be everything. And we'll move this over just a little bit. So we have the lead email, the phone number, the day test, the due date, and lead date added. Okay, that should be everything that we need to start this. What I absolutely love about the ClickUp system here is over here at the top we have these different views. So if I click this button here at the top, actually if I click this view button right here, I can scroll down and I can make a form. So if I want to make a form to populate data into here, we'll call this a lead magnet. So imagine you have an amazing lead magnet form where someone fills it out and they give you information. We're going to bring in their name by dragging this in just like that. We'll add in the lead's email, phone number, just like that. Now, if you don't want to call it task name, so when it shows up in the form it makes sense, we'll just call it name, just like that. And then instead of lead email, call this email. Scroll down here and we have phone. Great. And so if we want to preview this, we can click preview and this is what it's going to be looking like. That looks pretty good. Name, email, phone. Great. Actually, I want to move that order around. I think it would look better if we put the phone number right above it, so we should be able to just do it just like that. And all these are required or marked as required. So if we want to get this form and be able to use it, we can hit copy link, just like that. And we're going to open this up, paste this in, and now we have this lead magnet form. Now we're going to want to set up that webhook that we have right here. So if we copy this address, we can go into this list here, and if I open this up and click on lists, just like that, or actually this list view, there we go. Did I not hit save? Oh, there I did. There we go. There we go. So this is what we have right here. So right here is one of the easiest ways that you can set up automations to do amazing things with it. And so we're going to set up 2 automations right now. So the first automation we're going to want to set up is the webhook. And so the way that works is this first one is we're going to go status changes, and we can say this. Whenever a task is added, which is, see, task or subtask, let's type it in, task. There we go. Subtask or task is created. What do we want to have happen? There's a lot of things that we can do. I mean, we can assign people, we can do due dates, we can do all that fun stuff, but we're going to really want to trigger a webhook. So I typed in web, so I'm going to say call webhook. And then what we're going to be putting in here is we're going to be putting in our webhook. Now, with the webhook, we're going to want to be able to add in additional data that is coming across with the form, the columns of information that we just created. And the way that we do that is we'll add the question mark, and then we're going to title whatever we want. So we can say lead date added, just like that, and equal sign. And this is JSON key pair values, right? And so this is going to say, okay, well, this is going to be the key pair value. So we have lead date added, and we're going to go here and we're going to look for that. So we scroll down here and go, there's the lead date added, the column that we made. And we're going to add an ampersand, the and symbol, and we can add in the email equals, and then we're going to go, we don't want the creator email, we want the lead email, another ampersand inside of here, and we're going to add in, besides that, let's add in the phone number, might use that in another video, and oh, forgot to add in the additional information here, so we're going to do phone equals, and then we're going to add in one more, I'll say test day equals. And then we're going to go down here, look for that, add plus, and day test. Okay, let's just keep that continuity the same. Day test. Great. So these are the variables that we're going to want to grab. We're going to grab the email, the phone number, and we are going to be grabbing the task name because that's going to be the first person's name, so we don't need to add that as well. We could. Well, just add it in just because it's coming through here. Add in here and name. And we'll add equals, and then we can add in the task name just like that. All right, great. So we have the name, the phone number, the email, the date added, and the test date. Great. So we're going to hit create. So now whenever anybody gets added into the system, then it goes through on here. Now, when we look at these created by, it says, how was this task created? What did it look like? And so these are all the different ways that you can add them in. You can do it through emails or forms or inputs or all these things. And so just for testing purposes, we're going to go in here and we're just going to say the form. We only want the form to be the trigger of this to happen. So whenever a form adds in a task or a lead into here, then we're going to trigger this webhook that's going to go into make with all this data. Click create. And now we have our first one. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to assign another automation that automatically adds in the basically when the lead was added, the lead added date. And we're going to have that be that day. And so that's going to look like this. We're going to go here and we can say this is status changed. We can say task. And we can say whenever a task is created, we're going to want to, and we're going to go down here and we can go down to the bottom of set custom field because we created a custom field earlier called lead date added. And we said, okay, what's the value? If this, we know this is a date field. This is the date format coming through. What do we want to have? The day after, on the date triggered, all that. We want the day that is on triggered date. So when this gets triggered, we're going to want to add that inside of here. And so this is going to come through just like that. And now that we have both of those automations inside of there, we're going to close that up and we're going to go into our scenario. Is it running? Right now it's waiting for that data structure to come through. And we're going to add in our first lead inside of here. So this is the lovely lead magnet form that we have. Let's see if I can zoom in just like that. We'll say Tanya Watkins. There we go. Add that, a phone number, so 42381. And then the email that we're going to add in is we're going to add in dylanwatkins@gmail.com. So I'm going to hit, it's probably a little confusing. Let's call this D Watkins. There we go, just so I can see that's the name coming through. So we're going to add this in here and hit submit. Now when we hit submit like this, this is going to trigger that automation. And then when we go over here, we can see successfully determined. So now we've been able to grab that data, which is great. Now the next step of this, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to be able to set some variables. We want to capture it. We want to get rid of all the clutter of all the metadata coming through with the webhook, and we just want the values that we really care about. So we're going to go to set multiple variables, and we're going to add some items here. So we'll add in name. Should probably do it first name, and then we'll slice it up. First name. And then we're going to go down here to the variable, and we're going to look down, and we're going to look for, oh, we got to trigger this. So we're going to trigger this one more time, but I'm going to add these variables in right now. We want their email. We want the lead dates added, and we want the phone number. So we're going to go here to phone number. And the last one I think here is day test. Let's see here. Is this everything? First name, email, phone number, date tested, all that stuff. Great. Okay. So we got that. And now we're going to fill out the next form. We're going to trigger this again by going to make, clicking run one more time so that's active. And we're going to run this through. I'm just going to hit the back button and the forward button. So it takes me back to the form. And now we're going to add in, hopefully this isn't going to be confusing, because sometimes I'm creating it, so it'd be confusing to see my name on it. So I'm going to say Dill Watkins 42517381. Phone number, email, Dylan Watkins.com. Cool. And we see that this is running like this. And now when we go to add this in here, we're going to see this get triggered. And we see that this data now came through. And if we look over here at the list, we had the first one coming through with the information, and the lead date added was here today. And then we have the second one we just sent through that created the next lead in the system. And now that we have this data inside of here populating through, we can start to add in some of this information. So we see that there's Mr. Dill Watkins here. we go scroll down and we're going to be looking for that email. Oh, actually, this is all the payload here at the bottom. These are all the ones that we just added in as a piece. So I'm going to grab these ones instead. Email, lead date added. Oh, interesting. There's no, it just says it's blank. Interesting. We'll add that through and see what happens. Oh, I think because the automation, the first automation got triggered first. So we're going to want to switch that order because it got added after the first automation. So because we triggered the webhook before we triggered the lead date added, it didn't have a chance to grab that. So we'll swap those around. Phone number. Add in the phone number in here. Test date. Oh, and we'll add in the test date right here. And we'll be able to test this. Because the goal is we want to do a 5-day email sequence inside of here. All right, so this is all of the information that we're going to want. We're going to want to switch that automation around. But first, let's parse this. All right, and the way that we're going to be doing that, you might have seen in previous videos, is we're going to split, then get. The way that works, we go to the split function. Going to go here. And this allows us to be able to split a name. So when people enter in their full name into the system, like they sometimes do, we can split it and separate it. And so the way that we're going to do that, we're going to hit split, go inside here, click split, and then I'm going to go this, copy, delete, move over there, and we're going to say, okay, how do we want to split this payload name? Oh, and I'm going to grab this name at the bottom, so we're actually using all of those variables at the bottom. These are all the ones that we shoved through, so we're going to use this name here at the bottom. Make sure it's in the right spot. Hit name. And we're going to want to split it, and it goes, where do you want to make that split? And so make's got an awesome function here at the top called space. It's a, if I can spell it, there we go. Type that in. So now we got the space. Close that, go over here, dump it in. Now it's space. Now we're going to want to use the get function. So now that we split it, we're going to want to get it. So we're going to go here, delete this, go to get. Now we have the get function. Great. And bring that over here, colon. We're going to add 1 because we want to get in the array. The array is the things that we're splitting because array is multiple items. And so we split it and it goes from 1 item to 2 items. So we want the first item. If we wanted the last name, it would be 2. But we want the first one, so it's going to be 1. So now that we have that, we're going to be able to split that out, which is great. Everything else is good, but the lead date added is not in here. So we're going to hit save, save here, and we're going to go back to our automations. And this is where you see your automations here at the top. Whoa. So you can see this right here. And this automation, we're going to want to switch the order of this. Now, I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to have to delete this guy. So let's go up here because I don't believe we can switch the order just by dragging it down. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to see if I can get lucky here and copy all of this information. Copy, closed. I'm going to go close that out. And with this one, we're going to just delete this one. And then we're going to add this automation behind it. Again, we go to when status is changed, we type in tasks. We're looking for task or subtask is created. Great. Again, we only want, now they don't have a really useful deselect all button yet, but they're always updating things. So now we know when this is created, what do we want to do? We want to create a webhook. So we type in call webhook. And let's just see how much of this gets brought across. Hey, it all came across. That's wonderful. Great. So we're going to create add, or create this right now. That looks good. So now when the task is created, set the custom field. So we have the date. And then in here, send the webhook. I just want to verify this. So we're setting the date, on trigger date. Great. So that all looks good. And so now let's go through and let's run this one more time and do a test here. So we're going to open this up. We're going to go here, go back, go forward. I'm just going to slowly add in Dill that way, and Watkins, and we're going to tab across inside of here. 142517381. Perfect. Information, Dylan Watkins at Gmail. So really the keystone variable in here that's really powerful, or what matters, is this task created. This is the thing where it basically looks at that as the real anchor in it. So okay, this is all these other variables, even though they're duplicates and everything else, that doesn't really matter. What really matters is this shows it as different. So now inside of make, we're going to hit submit, go over here. This is going to trigger, go across to here, and we can see that we captured just the first name, and we have this. The date added is still empty, so we're going to want to work on that and see what that's about. And then everything else looks good. So now that we have this inside of here, we could probably still send it off. Should be fine. The next step of this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to want to be able to create an email series, a series of emails. And this is where we can use ChatGPT to make an awesome prompt. Now, the way this is going to work here is I'm going to show you a really cool prompt right here. Zoom in a little bit. Feel free to take a screenshot of this, everybody. Oh, there you go. And what this is, an awesome prompt that all you need to do is put in your target audience, what they want to achieve, your course topic, and your paid offer at the end of the 5 email sequence. And ChatGPT is going to go ahead and write you an email sequence. Let's take a look at that, shall we? So I'm going to go inside of here, copy this. We're going to go into ChatGPT. I'm going to go here, and we're going to hit enter. And we're going to make this for an accountant that wants to help employees start a business. And so we're going to type in target audiences for employees that have just started a side hustle to, and then this is achieve desired outcome. I'm going to go here, delete that, to help them start a successful side hustle business. Cool. And now we're going to have the course topic. So what's this topic going to be? What's this series of emails going to be that they're going to receive? The topic is going to be what I think most people want around taxes and IRS is how to get as much money back from the IRS without getting audited. And then all we need to do now is put in the last thing here, which is the paid offer. And so we're going to call this Money Mastery add a little space here. Mastery course. And so now we're going to hit enter with this. And now this is going to start to generate an email for us inside of here, a series of emails. Right, and you can see this is email 1, which is actually nicely formatted, which looks great. Cool. You can see email 2, crucial strategies. Are you missing out on the overlooked deductions? Some core content, some key actions, and a cliffhanger to the next piece, and all of this stuff inside of here. Right, call to action. And you can see the last call to action here is to sign up for the Introduction to the Money Mastery course, which is great. It's wonderful. So now that we have that, we're going to want to send that off whenever a new lead gets added into the system. And so the way that we're going to be doing that with this webhook here is we're going to go here and we're going to create an email module just like this. We want to go to send an email. We'll click that. Log in. And what we can do here is we want to grab the title of this from ChatGPT, just like this. We're going to go up to the top. Unlock hidden tax savings for your side hustle. We're going to go back into Make. We're going to paste in the subject. And I'm going to say, you can do this, hi, and then we'll enter in their name. Again, we have this right here, their first name nicely spliced out, comma space. It's always good when you see your name in a title. It's more personalized. It makes it more personalized. Now, in terms of this HTML, I'm going to show you a really fun, I don't know if you want to call it a hack, but we're going to type it into ChatGPT inside of here at the bottom for this, and we're going to say, write the first email in HTML for a Gmail module in make.com. Kind of lets it know the format rules and all that jazz. And so now it's going to kick out a beautifully formatted email with the elements that we want inside of there. Now we could go through here and edit out some of these things because it had like call to action and all that other stuff inside there if we want to cut out some of that stuff. But this does a little quick tip here for grabbing this data here. We'll go inside of Make. We'll go inside this here in the content section. Hit enter. So now we've got all that data inside of here. And we're going to go through and we're just going to add a little personalization. We can see that it says we have this like section here and it goes welcome to the first day of the challenge, right? And what we're going to have here, because let's just say if that is what that looks like at the top at the first email. Yep. Of course, outline, key actionable psych takeaways. Okay, so that looks good. We have this here and we can type this in and type in, if we wanted to, put in the first name, Dylan, comma, welcome to the first day of the challenge. All that looks good. Now, of course, at the very bottom here, you can put in your name. So if I wanted to put it in my name right here, I can type in Dylan, my name, or any other name that you want to have, but let's just say it looks good. Just to show you what this looks like, we're going to hit OK. OK. Oh, I got to send it from my email address. So Dylan at, there we go. All right. We got that. Cool. And so now we're going to turn this on and we're going to send through another lead magnet. And I'm going to name this DD Watkins. Just the entire family of the Watkins family coming through strong. 7381. And then I'm going to use another one of my emails here. Just like that. We're going to hit submit. So now that's going to run through. It's going to grab that, send that off, and then send me an email. So now if we go and take a look at the email and see what it looks like in terms of formation, we're going to go here, log in, go to my other email. Cool. So here we go. Unlock hidden tapes for no audit required. And so you can see here, this actually came in very nicely formatted, very quickly, very easily. You can see what's going on right here. And if you want to change any of these things out, it's a straightforward process, but it's beautifully formatted and it's ready to go. So we're going to say that looks great. We're going to go over to ChatGPT here, and we're just going to do a couple of copy and paste real quick with these. So I'm going to go down here. We're just going to ask ChatGPT to go here and say, write the second email. And it's going to write the second email. We'll paste this. Write the third email. And that should be done in just a hot second. And I'm going to speed up through this one part of the video because you're going to see me do this. I'm going to write the third email, paste. Now we could do this through Make and everything else, but I just want to show you a different way to be able to use ChatGPT along with Make to go back and forth. Because with that, we could actually have an OpenAI module write this for us in Make and then use in HTML ATX format and then use the markup HTML to markup to be able to format it automatically on the backside and just run that all the way through. But I figured this would be another way to do it. And you've seen me do it in other videos. So, all right. Fifth email. All right. And this is the last one. So it is done writing all of these emails. So now that we have this and it's coming through and we're getting that first email, so whenever anybody fills out this lead magnet form inside of here like this, they're going to automatically get that first email. But how do we send the follow-up emails on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and all that? The way that we're going to be doing that is we'll hit save with this. So now that we got this going, and we're going to actually call this 17A. I keep doing these two-parters, but it's important to be able to hop in and out of make across a different scenario. So I'll go here, go out here, and we are going to create a second one here. We call this day 17B, and we'll call this email sequence for course. Great. And the way that we're going to be doing this is going to be similar to what we did yesterday when we actually were able to grab the list and be able to pull the data from the list. And so you're going to see that inside of here. And I want to show you what this looks like. So we're going to go inside to this form here. And so we've got all these wonderful people inside of here. And we'll say that person's on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Great, coming through. And we can add in another person inside of there in just a moment. But if we go back to this inside of here, we're going to go in and we're going to create a new module. Click up. Click on click up. And we're going to want to list all tasks. So we click here, list all tasks. And we're going to just go ahead and select this. And we're going to select the space where we had everything. The space and the workspace. So it's nested. It goes from, here we go, lead email examples. Click on that. So what I like about there's a hierarchy. You have the workspace, which is where everything is, and then it nests into spaces, and then it nests into folders, and then it nests into lists. And so it keeps things nice and organized. Right now we're folderless because we don't have a folder inside of this space. That's okay. We're just going to grab the only list that we have. This list right here. All that looks good. Do we want to include subtasks? Nah, we don't need that. We're not using that. Archive closed. Oh, that's fine. Limit 10. We only got like 4 in there. So now if we run this, we'll see what we're going to get is we can see that we got bundles of all of the different ones. So if I close this bundle, we can see we should have 4 bundles total, which has all of the information from all of the different lists. And so you can see this inside of here, all of the relevant information. Let's see here. We have these custom fields that we're grabbing. And you can see this is the custom fields that we have is the day test, the lead email, the lead date added, and the phone number. Great. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to do the same thing as we did before is we're going to set the multiple variables just like this. And I could go over here if I wanted to my other one just to show you what that looks like. I'm going to go inside of here just so we have them both open. Log in. And now we're going to go back to the previous module that we had just so I can show you how you can copy and clone things over. Here, go here, day 17. So if I wanted to grab this just like that and pop back over to this scenario here, delete that, paste that. Now we have that connected. And now that we have this, we are able to split that name again. And these variables aren't connected because they were from the previous module. So we're just going to need to reconnect them real quick. And so we can see inside of here, we're looking for the email, which should be lead email. Go here, we want lead date added, which we could use date created. And that could work too. Maybe we'll just use that. Yeah, that's going to come through anyways. So let's do date creative. All right, so I have date created, which is the lead date added, same thing. And then the name. And we can see that this is DD Watkins. So now we're going to split that. We're going to get that first name again, just like that. And we should have the phone number here at the bottom. There's the phone number. And we should have that test date. Do I not have the test date variable in here? Oh, test date. There we go. Cool. And so we're going to select the test date. Awesome. So now that we've got this all hooked up, if we were to run this again, we can see we got those 4. but now they're a lot more organized, right? We have the name, the email, the date added, phone number, day test. So it's nice and clean. It's easier to manage that way. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to send off a series of emails. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go back to this module here, and we're going to grab this email module, copy this, go into making here like that, and we're going to double click this, and we're going to put in a router. What a router does, it just lets you be able to separate the data based upon either filters or if you just want to have multiple things done in parallel. But what we're going to do is we're going to want to filter it based on the day. So the goal is this. The day that they're going to come in, we're going to look at that and say, okay, based on the day that they got created, plus another day, go ahead and send that person day 1 email or day 2 email or day 3 email or day 4 email. That's the goal with this. And so we're going to set this up right now. And we have, I'm going to delete this module, and we're going to paste in this guy. And we're going to call this one, just so we can keep these things organized. There we go. We're going to rename this to day 2, just like that. And we're going to need to populate this with the right data now because we brought that over. I'm going to grab that first name inside of there, and then we need to delete that. And now we're going to go through and we're going to start to populate these with the information that we need. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to empty this out just like that. And we're going to hit save. Well, actually, yeah, we're going to send this to my personal email right now. Personal email that I never look at. All right, so now we have that. First name, content, email. Okay, great. So the day 2 email just like that. And now we can clone this. And we'll disconnect that, reconnect that just like there. Rename day 3. Click OK. And paste that. And say rename this to day 4. Oh, we gotta fix that name. First name. And the email, we really should use this email variable here at the top. That will be better. Delete that. And put the date in here. Copy that. Hit save. Just like that. And then clone that one, and we're going to rename that to day 5, just like that. Open that up. Cool, we got the right information. Probably should have done that with the first ones, but c'est la vie. We want to send that to the person's email address right here, just like that. Hit OK, and then we're going to just double check these guys real quick. Take that, delete that. Add in this email. Great. Just like that. Day 4. Okay, just like that. All right, so now we have all of these emails that are going to be coming through. Now we need to go across, and we're just going to grab from ChatGPT real quick. And we're going to be going here, and we're going to go to the top. We're just going to grab these real quick and just slam them in. So day 2, are you missing out on your deductions? I'll move this for the side so it's a little bit easier to grab. First name, are you missing out on your deductions? Question mark. ChatGPT, scroll down to the next one. Subject line, drive your way to bigger tax savings legally. Click OK with that one. Right. Dump that in. Hit save. Number 4 here. Feast on savings. Feast on savings, meals and entertainment. That's a nice connection there, Mr. ChatGPT. All right. Subject line 1. What? Oh. There we go. Copy that. Go back in this module. Hit save. Got that. And your ultimate guide to tax savings and what comes next, which is the teaser for the course. All right, we're going here. Now that we have that, dump that in. All right. So the next piece here is we're just going to go back here, and we already have this first email. We're just going to copy the code of the second email just like this. Go over to make. Got to go TADE 2. Go here at the bottom. Paste that in. Now again, right here, if you wanted, you can put in your name, right? So I'll say Watkins. And then at the top, if we go here, we're going to scroll down to welcome back. And then I'm going to say, we can put in their name so it seems personalized. Welcome back, DD, just like that. And now that is number 2 all done. Great. And now we're going to do that with 3. Copy the code, go to make, go to 3, go here at the bottom, content, enter. Oh, just like that. Scroll to the top, and that's the title. And we are looking for welcome back to yesterday. We talked about maximizing common deductions, so that should be the right one. Hit that one. I just want to make sure that we don't have a crossover here. Yesterday we talked about set the stage for maximizing your deductions. Is that a repeat? Did we get a repeat here? Let's look at this ChatGPT. Welcome back. Yesterday we talked about maximizing deductions. Over here. Let's look at this. Title, maximizing your deductions. Oh, wow. Looks at the second email. Didn't grab the third email. Is the fourth one correct? Let's see here. Feast on savings. Cool. Maximizing meal entertainment. That looks good. And let's just take a look at this. Your ultimate guide to tax savings. Yes, this is right. I think that's good. That's the fifth evil. Let's just double check number 2 and number 3 real quick. Are you missing out on the overlooked deductions? Oh, okay, so I think that's fine. Look at this format. Mileage deductions, documentations, home office. Okay, cool. They're different. Great. All right. Just want to make sure we got that right. All right. So we got day 3. We're going to do day 4. And this is the third email. And this is the fourth email. Copy that. Go over here. Scroll to the bottom. Contents. Enter. Your name. Just like that. Go to the top. We want to find that little welcome section. All right, yep. Welcome back. Yesterday we did this. We can put in the first name again. Hit save. And day 5. Now we have this day 5 inside of here. We're going to grab that one. The last one. Cross here. Content. Enter. Put in your name. And the only one that's different with this last one right here, and we're not going to do it, is that there's an href that will allow us to see this right here, making money course, right, with the href. So this is actually where you would actually put in your link here, right? So if we wanted to put in a link there, we could put in a link. Watkins.com. All right, cool. So then we got that link inside of there. So that's our money making course that we have available, and that's in there. And then we go to the top, and we're just going to drop in the name one last time. Welcome back. And again, you could always variable the names, you could change the inputs, but just to show you as a quick blast through this whole thing, hit save. All right, so now that we got email 2, 3, 4, and 5 ready, we're going to want here to set the variables. Now, I'm going to show you the way that we're going to do this and how it's going to work. And because technically we're going to want to have this trigger every single day, day 1, the next day, the next day, the next day, but we don't really have that in place right now. So we're using some testing variables right now. So we're going to set up a filter and say if day 2, and then the condition. So with the condition here, the way it would look, I'm going to just show you the way it would look, and then what we can do is I'm going to use the test emails to test with. What we'd be looking for is we'd want to find here and say, is this date added? Right, and we're going to want to format this date. We're going to say date added. This is what it would look like. And I'm not going to use this because we're going to use test data, but this is just the format that you would have. We'd want to format the date like this, enter that, just like that. We're going to format the date to month, month, day, day, year, 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 year. This thing's covering it up. Cool. So that's the formatted date. Now, we want to see if this would be, we're going to say, is this formatted date? And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add another variable on top of this. I'm just going to show you what this looks like. We're not going to use it today because we're going to use the test date instead. We're going to do the add day function. So you see right here with this add day function, I'm going to add this in here, right here. And what this does, and I'll scroll over it so you can see the way it works, is we would use this for this add date function right here. And you can see here across the top, we can add in either a -2, so like 2 days before, or 2 days afterwards. So the way it would work is we'd add in a little semicolon, 2, just like that. And so we would say, hey, is this right here, I copy this, equal to, and instead of the date added, we would put in the now function. That, not new, now. And so, there we go. So now if we look at this, we'd say, is the date that this thing got added, this lead date added in, is it 2 days afterwards? And this is why we're going to send the second email. So we're going to add date 2 days to the day it came in. Does that equal today's date? And then we would just do this for day 3. If we want to do day 3, we'd add in 3. If we want to do day 4, we'd add in 4 just like this. We want to do day 5, we'd add in 5 just like this. And the plan would be to do that across each one of the routers so that each day this ClickUp list would trigger. It would go through the entire list and look at those things. And if it was equal to day 2, it'd send it. Equal to day 3, it'd send it. Equal to day 4, send it. Equal to day 5, send it. That's how this would work. But we're not going to do that because we're going to work with test data right now. So the way that it's going to be is we're going to say this. If, and we're going to put in different variables right now. Not now, there. Test date. All right. Just like this. And we'll say if test date equals 2, then trigger the second email. Go here, set up a filter. If day 3, condition, test date equals 3, send that. Right here, set up a filter, label, if day 4, just like that. Again, test date. We're going to put in 4. And then right here, one last filter, set up a filter, if day 5. And we're going to pop this in, just like that. So now that we have all that information, I just want to confirm that we have the test date coming through. Cool, just like that. Now, I'm going to show you how this runs right now, and I'm going to go inside of this list here, and we're going to switch this out, and we're going to have this be day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Just like that. So now that we have these test dates coming through just like this, it would be using this one normally, but again, we can't change these variables really. I could, but just for test purposes and just so you can get the gist, we're going to go inside of here into the scenario. I'm going to hit save. Now, in a perfect world, D is going to get day 2, Dill is going to get day 3, other type of Dill is going to get 4, and DD is going to get 5. And so we're going to run this right now as a make scenario. Hit save. And we're going to hit run. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Awesome. So now we can see that if we looked at the information here, who received the information? D got this one. Right? Go here. We can see that Dill got this one. The other Dill got this one. And on day 5, DD got this one, which is in complete alignment with all of this. So if we really want to have this whole thing run, all we'd really need to do is this. We just leave this thing on, just like this. So if anybody came in to go fill out the lead magnet information inside of here, and then we'd have these guys on as well, we'd have this thing running every day, and we can say we want that to go off at, say, 7 a.m., just like that. Click OK, click run, turn that on, right? I got the emails again because it just checked everything and it's all there. I hit run instead of turn on, so that was my bad. I got double the emails. But with this one right here, we go inside of here and we'll call it Delana. All right, I will add that. Watkins, add in the phone number, 714-251-7381. Put in Dylan, Gmail. I should have a slew of information going through here. So this, take a look at that. This is going to webhook over. I got that email. And now if we go back to the emails over here, right, we can see right here, we got all of the information that we wanted, right? We got all of the emails coming through. We got the Dill, the D, the Dill, all these wonderful emails coming through for us. And so essentially, that is how you do it. That's how you can use ClickUp to create a lead magnet form to drive people into your CRM system. That's how you can have them come through on the first day through day 1. And then you can use that second automation to trigger on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 by using the add days plus the format time function to be able to set up that series and sequences. Maybe tomorrow, I'm thinking about it, I might end up doing something where I also set up a text message campaign where I actually add a text message on top of that and drive the data back into the CRM so we're getting more data as we're doing a combination of both email and text. If that sounds interesting, let me know. I might cover that. But with that being said, this was day number 17 of the AI Agent Challenge. If you enjoyed this, please give this a like, a thumbs up, and maybe a subscribe. Who knows? Either way, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, my friends. Take care, much love, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye now.